What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another session of Coffee and Martial Arts. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, so we're back here. I'm sorry, I need to pour some coffee here, but salute. Okay, so we're back and we have a great show today. Yes. So we've been mentioning it on, in different in our pages and stuff. And today we're commenting. We're not just broadcasting in Facebook, also on YouTube. Okay, and we already have our first hello. Hello, Shihan, Jim Recepka. Good morning, Master Soto. I hope you're having a fantastic morning and the coffee is splendid. Yes, thank you, sir. Actually, I need to put some coffee in my mug because I am sponsored by El Barbarie. Yeah. Yes, my good friend and student and colleague, Hector Barbarie. Yes. Okay, so, coffee good. So today we have a special guest. Okay, we have Guro, Katrhin Sumpter from Sequim, Washington. Okay, Guro Katrhin, it's a 6-degree black belt in Taekwondo and a 4-degree black belt in Cacoy Cañete 12 Pares Eskrima. Okay, and she's here to talk about the martial arts. Hello, good morning. Yes,
I got my coffee, Master Frank. Good morning.
Good morning, Guro. How you doing?
Good morning.
It's really nice to have you here. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation. I'm honored.
Thank you.
I hope we get to have a good time. So, we have a topic ready. But first, I wanted to ask you if you can please share with us a little bit about your background in your martial arts, just, whatever highlights you want to mention it, just a little resume. And then we'll start from there. And if you're teaching, your teaching experience and all that part, okay? Please.
Oh, certainly. And I started in 1991, and I moved to Sequim from the Bay Area, from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
And I wish I had a more noble cause, but I really just was attracted to the Hollywood image of martial arts. I like the uniform and the mystery behind it. And so I found a school here in this small town. There aren't very many choices, but I found a good school. And I started learning Taekwondo. And, at some point, it no longer becomes a choice. It's something that you have to do. And I just really enjoyed Taekwondo, and I pursued my black belt and beyond. And then for the first time, I happened to come across the Eskrima stick fighting, and it was love at first sight. I was attracted to those Filipino arts right away, and so I really began to pursue that in earnest.
Great. We have some comments here. Let me share them. We have Tristan Carter saying, "Tengo mi café también." Good, coffee for you. Thank you. Something in Spanish. Sorry about that, but it's a mixed audience. Master Juan Martín Álvarez. Hola, Master. Abrazo grande. Big hug. Saludos, Master. And we have Sen Kempo Jiu-Jitsu saying hi from the UK. Wow, beautiful. I don't think I've ever had a hello from the UK before in this broadcast. So amazing. Okay, so you started back in 91, moved from the San Francisco Bay Area, went up to Sequim because, you started martial arts because of the Hollywood influence. I think we all did. I mean, I did it too. I love the martial arts because of Quan Chan Caine, the little grasshopper. I don't know if you remember the Kung Fu TV series. Of course, I was really, really young. I think I was probably 1 year old when it started, or less, or just being born. But, the reruns and stuff like that, it was big here back in the late 70s and the 80s. We used to have a lot of reruns of that series in Espanol. And I always liked that. And then we had, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, all the big names. We got them here as well. And that's how you get hooked, of course, because of the big screen. Let me say some of the Katarina Parrish. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. And Cynthia Mendez says hello from Guatemala. Beautiful. Hello. Okay. So you started with Taekwondo and then you went into Kali Eskrima, and you got your black belt in Taekwondo and you got your black belt in Eskrima as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I mean, it becomes a cornerstone of who you are. And I was not to be denied. And I just kept on training and training. And, it just
how did you start teaching?
I'm sorry?
How did you start teaching the martial arts? I mean, you said you loved it and you trained and you got your black belt and stuff, but then you started teaching.
Does it, there seems to be a natural pull to teach, I think. And that seems to be sort of a universal thing to sort of want to give back.
Right.
And I think there's no greater learning tool, really. I think, I think perhaps it improved my own skill set, much to my surprise. I didn't know that teaching would do that for me. But it forces you to go back to day one and view your arts through the prism of a white belt and start over. And, I think I really believe that it's the single greatest learning tool. So I opened my school in 2006, and it's still viable today, even with our pandemic and the shutdowns we've been experiencing here in Washington State. I'm still in business though, so I'm happy about that.
Wow. Wow, that's good because
I'm one of the lucky ones.
I'm sorry. I was listening to a guy doing a broadcast the other day in one of the groups, and he was mentioning, the guy from the state, he was mentioning that 25% of small businesses in this pandemic thing, closed. And actually in martial arts, it was 50% of the martial arts studios that were closing. That was the statistic right now. I saw this like a couple of days ago, and I was like, whoa, that's, I mean.
It's a disposable income industry. It's a low paying gig anyway. And so when families are struggling, what are they going to give up? They're going to give up their martial arts first, right? Even though perhaps it's the thing that maybe they need the most during this
especially
time.
Right now. Yeah, right.
Here in the States, we're labeled a non-essential business, unfortunately. So, or non-essential, unassential. Yeah.
I understand.
It makes sense to me, but.
Okay, Kimberly D. Wisdom Hamilton says, hi, Sensei. I guess that's for you. I'm also
Yes,
Sensei, so hi. So, beautiful. Yeah, that's, it's a good friend of mine, Mr. Ed Parker Jr., always said that martial arts was a luxury. And then within that luxury was the seminars, who was a luxury within the luxury, okay, going to seminars and stuff like that. So I guess that applies right now. But like you said, I think right now, martial arts, it's something that will give you balance, that will keep you sane, right? Through all of this, it will give you confidence in, that secureness that you need right now, because we're in a very uncertain times. Okay, so yes, I agree, but like you said, people, when you're in a survival mode, well, you're gonna keep the stuff that you believe they're gonna give you those survival skills that you need right now. Okay, we have other comments. Rachel D'Angelo says, "We love learning martial arts from Gavin, Owen, and Preston." Okay. And Greg Kingsley says, hi from Michigan. Hello, Greg. Okay, so you've been teaching for how long, Guro?
I opened the school in 2006. And I've been
2006.
and I've been teaching steadily since then. I think I mentioned to you that I was teaching out of a home studio. And then, of course, last year, I finally made the leap and secured a commercial space. And then, I'm just getting traction in this downtown. Couldn't have been a better location, sir. And then the pandemic hit, I mean.
There's a teaching in the Japanese culture that says that reality can be fragile.
Yes, sir.
So yes, I believe our reality right now we are going through that. What we take for granted, it's not really, it's fragile. It's not really that strong, and that's the norm right now. It really changed, right?
Yeah.
So we have Sen Kempo Jiu-Jitsu says the UK has 100% closed down with all martial arts. Oh my God. Okay. And here in Mexico, it's pretty much the same, and then they let you open and they make you close again and stuff
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
So I had a commercial studio for many years as well. And now, well, I have a big space at home. So I have this, my private studio. And so I don't have to pay rent and stuff like that. But I haven't been teaching on, one-on-one here live since March. I've been doing the virtual stuff.
Are you guys allowed to train outdoors?
Yeah, but see, people don't do that here that much because it's not that safe because of criminal or delinquents type of issues. We have, it's not that bad here. Mexico is not as bad as people believe. There are certain places, yes, they are bad, but still you need to be careful. Okay. And so we don't have that type of habits. Yes, people go like mountain biking. There's a place that we go here, and there are some parks that people go and do stuff like that. But also people are kind of private, I guess, when it comes to training this stuff. They like doing it indoors. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. It makes sense. Yes, sir.
So it's part of the culture, and then that's the problem, because I've seen a lot of people there, a lot of friends, martial arts colleagues that go out into parks and stuff like that and train outdoors. Here it doesn't happen that much. Maybe it should be, but well, it's hard enough to bring people into the studio, to the dojo, and then tell them, now we're going to have to go outdoors. It's not an activity that they relate with that.
And perhaps you're calling attention to yourself, when you're training outdoors, right? Maybe you don't want to do that.
Well, it's not that. Martial arts, people see it more as a recreation type of thing, or self-discipline and sports. They don't see it as part of, other activities. Because here, since we are not allowed to carry guns, for example, martial arts are separated from all the defensive tactics, police tactics, and all that stuff. So people don't relate to them. So we don't get that kind of wrong attention type of deal. It's just people practicing. The people don't care. But yeah, it's been quite a trip. So going back to you, because I'm very interested in listening to what you have to say. So you had your home studio and you just opened your studio. I hope everything goes well for you.
Me too.
You've been doing it for 14 years, almost 15 years, I guess, since 2006, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many black belts do you have? Do you teach Taekwondo? Do you teach Kali both in your studio? How does it work?
I do. I teach under the name of Squim Martial Arts. Yes, I have the Taekwondo portion of the school, and I'm very proud to say that I've been officially sanctioned by Kakwa Kinyeti Dose Pare's world headquarters in the Philippines, and so I'm an officially sanctioned school. And I'm real proud of that. It wasn't easy to get there. I feel like the rank promotion certainly helped to get that. And I have a terrific instructor, Senior Grandmaster Anthony Kleeman, and he's afforded a lot of opportunities to me. But I really had to pursue that official affiliation. And so I can say that I am the only officially sanctioned school on the Olympic Peninsula and perhaps beyond. And it means something, you know. It's it's pure curriculum. It's pure curriculum, what you'd find in the Philippines. And so I'm proud of that, you know.
I bet. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be able to make that claim, you know.
Well, I believe Kali, it's an amazing art. You know, I really, I'm not a master in it or anything like that, but I really enjoy practicing the Kali stuff, different, you know, systems. And I've actually went to, I think it was a couple of seminars, I'm not sure, back in late 1990s and early 2000. And I've met Grandmaster, great Grandmaster Kakoy Cañete. I was actually honored to, I think it was 2001 or 2002. I'm not sure. The last time, I think I probably saw him twice, or I'm not sure, but it was with Guro Angel Postigo. He's you know, one of the head guys in Mexico City. And he brought Kakoy Cañete to Mexico City to teach seminars. And it was actually very interesting meeting the man. You know, I believe he passed away, like 10 years ago?
No, it was 2016. It was in February of 2016 he passed away at the age of like 127. No, he was 95.
He was he was.
From what I've seen in my observation, he was just amazing up until the very end. You know, he would still get out on the mat in the last few months of his life. You know, amazing man.
Yep. So let me say hi here to people. Carlos Villarroel, saludos. He says hi from Brazil. Saludos. And saying hi to the guest. Saludos a la invitada. Okay. Shihan Jim Recepka says, let's see, says, hold on. Okay, there we go. We here in Buffalo started combining schools to stay afloat.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's a strategy. That's good to know. Okay, so I hope you stay afloat and you do okay, Shihan.
Wow.
My regards to all of you. And then says, Rachel D'Angelo says, my boys have gained a lot of confidence and skills with Sensei's classes. Amazing.
Oh boy, that's so nice to hear. Yeah.
That's very nice. Yeah, that's
brothers. Let me tell you what, 3 brothers. They're a handful. Tough kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. And then we have several comments from Clay Worley says, Alayan de Kimasu. What's that? Shotokan. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Irish Shotokan Academy says, Fit Fighters of Central Texas, proud members of the Dekimasu Alliance. Cool. Thank you for sharing, sir. Okay, so you've been teaching. You said you are supported by the Kakoy Cañetes 12 Pares in the Philippines. You are officially, supported by them, part of that alliance and that school, which is amazing. And in Taekwondo, you have a 6-degree black belt. That's a very high rank for a Taekwondo.
Yeah, just this year. And, you just read a comment from Hanshi Clay Worley. I'm so happy he's tuning in. The Dekimasu Alliance, actually, Hanshi Clay, and you've crossed paths. You've likely trained with him. Yeah. He is the head of the Dekimasu Alliance, and it's just been a terrific resource. I've been a member since its inception, and he has guided me through rank promotion for me to earn that 6th degree. So thank you, Hanshi Clay. Shout out.
Salute to Hanshi Clay Worley. Thank you for being here, sir. That's amazing. That's nice that he came here to support you. Beautiful.
That's what he is. Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
It's nice to see, the masters and the Hanshis and Chihans and all those, top black belts supporting their their people. That's very nice to watch. That's what it's about. And also having the parents telling you that the three boys are having a great experience in school. That's what it's all about. When you get that kind of comments, it's like, yeah, cool. Because that's basically why we do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Kathy Furman says, having trained with Sensei for about 12 years, I have grown a lot of confidence and respect for the art. Beautiful. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. We have Claudio Marcelo saying, the versatility of the Kali is perfect for self-defense. Greetings and respect from Chile. Yeah, all the way from Chile. Okay. Hanshi Clay Worley says, it's my pleasure. Thank you, sir. And he says, we love stick fighting arts. Yeah, it's always nice to play with weapons. Yes, yes. Yes, okay. And we have a lot of comments today. Wow. Kimberly says, Sensei has been a true blessing to my son, Sean. She's an amazing teacher and friend. Wow. See, people really, really love you. See, I knew I had to have you on the show. Okay?
No.
Wow, you are very popular. Okay. Samuel Menders says, salud, Master Soto. Oh, hold on. Salud. Okay. And wow, lots of talented martial artists here. Yeah, I'm impressed. Okay. And then says, Clay Worley says, Kasi Kahil. And then he said, Squim 12 Pares, Scrima is a great art. That helps us be more complete martial artists. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. And Sen Kempo Jiu-Jitsu says, I'm off now. Catch you again soon. Wish you all a happy Christmas. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here. Okay. Wow. People are commenting a lot. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to you. Thank you for all the comments. But we have a guest here and we need to take advantage of this. So can you tell us how it is to be a female instructor or a guro running a studio? Okay, because it's not just the female approach in the martial arts, which is not as, we don't have as many, well, it's getting bigger and bigger, but it usually has been more a male, in history, a male activity. It's nice to have women. I really believe that women really take advantage of this activity, but how it is to have to be a guru, to be an instructor, a high-ranking black belt, and to own a studio and teach for a female martial artist.
And I think that there is a faction, especially over the last 15, 20 years, there's a faction in this country, and frankly, a faction of women in martial arts that fancy themselves to be oppressed by men in the martial arts, and they also somehow see themselves as equal in the martial arts, and we're not, and viva la difference. I mean, men are bigger, stronger, faster, and isn't that what we want? Don't we want our husbands and our brothers and our sons to be our protectors? But of course, when I think about that, you had mentioned last week also Lieutenant Colonel Grossman's text on the sheep wolves and sheepdogs. So we want the bigger, stronger, faster men to also have that mindset of the sheepdog, right?
Right.
That's what we want. And I think for women to say that we're equal, I mean, this is not the law of the land. This is the law of nature. So what we need to do is capitalize on our strengths and not try to fight a man's game. We're not going to be bigger, stronger, faster. So we really need to take advantage of other skill sets, such as I don't know. To me, I mostly teach men, and so sometimes I'll be teaching a disarming technique or one of Kako Kineti's escrito joint locks. And men can get away with bad form when they're doing something with me. Sure, they can get away with bad techniques. Great, you disarmed me. Good for you. Will that lousy technique work on Master Frank Soto? No, it won't. So you have to. I'm very much interested in being technically correct. It's the only thing I can do if I'm going to win. And I think that women can win the day by working on angles and timing and distance. That's how we can win. I think also women have natural attributes as far as we're naturally more flexible than men.
Right.
Which makes us probably, in my observation, more agile than men. So we can really work on those skill sets. I also see over the last 30 years that women do astonishingly well with patterns, asymmetrical and symmetrical patterns. Men seem to gravitate more naturally towards strategies. So how can we make it our fight,
Right.
But for the women out there who fancy themselves equal to men in this arena, we're not. And
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I wouldn't want to have a woman who's equal to me.
No,
because then how can we, admire women, for example, if they're equal to men?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I also think that, I have heard complaints from women over the years saying that they've been somehow marginalized or oppressed by men in martial arts. And in 30 years, I just don't see it. I see men in martial arts, they want women to learn to protect themselves. They want their moms and their wives and their daughters and their sisters in this arena. They care very much. I have never been on the receiving end of men somehow trying to thwart my efforts or oppress me. And so I think that notion needs to just go by the wayside. It's just not true in my estimation.
Beautiful.
And I guess when you ask about what it's like running a school, I think, you had touched on it a little bit earlier. When I go to events or tournaments or any kind of seminars and you look at the senior black belt women's divisions, there's a handful of us, while in the men's divisions, they're flooded with senior men because men stay with it. Most school owners are men because they stick with it. Women move on to other things. And it's not because men are telling us to leave. They're not. They want us there. So enough of that nonsense.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, let me share some of the comments here. Okay, Clay Worley says, Jesse Bowen, UMAHOF. Okay. Sen Campo Jiu-Jitsu says, you're welcome. I guess he's gone. Okay. Let's see. Claudio Coronado from Chile says, I don't understand almost anything. Regards from the south of Chile. I think he used the translator to say that. Gracias, Claudio. David Nobrega. Hey, hello, my friend. Woman, in my opinion, I guess women, in my opinion, tend to be more aggressive and more technical. Yes, I believe women can be more aggressive sometimes. Yes.
We better be more technical.
That's true. Yes, and sometimes women have to be more aggressive too. Sometimes, not violent, not the same. Axel Cárdenas says greetings to the teacher from Chile. Okay. So another Spanish speaker, but we got the message. Thank you. Clay Worley again says, let's see. No, Hanchi has been very, sharing a lot. Thank you, Clay, maestro. Okay, he says, I definitely agree that the patterns are good battle drills. Believe it or not, in the Marine Corps, we use battle drills to build the right responses for combat. In example, react to ambush, etc. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, I agree. This is beautiful. Okay. Tristan Carter says, my wife and I train together and we're pretty much evenly matched in strength. But I think that's a good thing because we can protect each other mutually. Yes, I agree. I think, I'm sorry, I didn't share that one. Okay, so I agree with this, but some women can become Amazons. Okay, and that's okay too. But most women cannot. Right? I mean, it doesn't have to be that pad. It doesn't have to be the Amazonian pad, that you're going to get this huge muscle, super fit, super muscle, super strong woman. I don't believe you have to do that. If that's what you want, it's okay too. I am not against it either. I think we should respect people's, decisions. But I don't think it's necessary. I don't know what you think.
Personally, when I think, you're a lifelong practitioner too, and I think that you can relate when I talk to you about, being that I'm in the senior division, which by the way is 35 and over. But
Yes.
but as a lifetime practitioner, all about, you've got a bad shoulder, you've got a bad knee. I mean, as lifetime, we know about these injuries, and
Right.
I don't have the strength I used to have. I don't have the speed I used to have. I'm not going to be that Amazon woman.
Right.
So like we were talking about, boy, I better be technically correct.
Right. And it happens to men also. When you're young, when I was in my 20s, I didn't care. And I will go to the gym and I will train for 4 or 5 hours a day. Today I train for 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, and that's enough.
Also, can you also say that you train smarter, not harder?
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Of course. And you already build that muscle memory, and you already build the skills and the neuron connections and all that. So you're already there. You're just trying to, of course, refine it, but not build it anymore. I mean, it's already built. Now that's the beauty when you've been training for years and years. Okay, so let's say David Nobrega says women big different viewpoint and gracefulness to the art. Yes, different viewpoint and gracefulness to the art. I believe women look amazing when it comes to performing, taekwondo or any art, because of that technical approach that you mentioned. And when and that gracefulness that comes with women doesn't come with men. And I always have a saying in my seminars and classes. I said, the hardest thing for a brute is to be gentle, and people will look at me like, brute. By brute, I mean brutal. Okay. So, but yes, men, we like that brutality. We look for that. And we go through life, especially when we're younger, we go through life that way, smashing things, and we think that's the way. And then when you get older, you realize by being gentle, by being more, precise and more graceful, you can achieve other things, and you gain more by being nicer to people than by being rude. Okay, so but that comes with experience.
As a man too, I mean, wouldn't you agree? And I see it all the time. I see these young men, they want to fight. They need that physical, they need it so bad. They need to fight. And I will tell you this, that the interest in the stick fighting school went through the roof with men when I advertised that we do full contact fighting. They love that. They need it. They need to feel, and two, do you ever get with some of the young male practitioners that the more you hurt them, the more they're laughing? When you put them down on their ground, they're laughing, they're tapping out and laughing at the same time. They've got to have that physical, that intense physicality. It's important. I think that their women need it too,
Sure. And I think for men, I'm going to talk about myself. I cannot talk about everybody else. But when I was going up, through rank and stuff, I used to have a couple of female instructors or, seniors in the art, not older. It doesn't have to be an older person. And when I used to get beat up by women, it was quite an experience. It's like, wow, and they take you to, and that's why you're smiling too, because it's one thing to get beat up by a bigger guy. It's like, okay, he's bigger and I'm okay with it. But being beat up by a smaller woman and that take you down perfectly and hits you on the ground or whatever they do, it's like, wow, and it's an experience because it changes perspective and it makes you you gain like this different type of value. You what's the word I'm looking for? It makes you
Humble.
I cannot find it in Spanish or English. What's that?
Humility. No.
No. Like you appreciate. That's the word. Thank you. It makes you appreciate the arts, even better, because you say, wow, it works for bigger guys. Yes, but it also can work for, you don't have to be that big. It's not about strength all the time. That's what I mean when I say it's hard for a brute to understand this. Because yes, we guys tend to be sloppy when it comes to technique because we rely upon strength and size. And understanding that it's better to rely on technique comes with age, because then you one of the first thing that goes away is the recovery time. That's
well said.
And that's because of the hormones. Okay, the amount of hormones is not the same when you're 20 than when you're 40. So I can probably still do some of the stuff that I used to do 20 years ago, but see, 20 years ago, it's I would do it and get away with it. Just continue with my ordinary day. And today, if I do something like that, like if I fight a kid, since I'm older and I'm more experienced, I might be able, sure, to handle, but then afterwards, it's like this. I always tell this to my students in the police academy. I said, look, please don't challenge me. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to get you arrested if you do that, because it's a police academy, right? And then just going to put you in, at the door, taking care of the door for the weekend. You're not going to go home if you challenge me. But see, and I tell them why. Look, I might be able to, beat every one of you here, because I'm experienced and I know what I'm doing. But see, after class, you're going to go into the next class and you're going to continue with the day, because cadets stay, for the whole week and stuff. But me, I'm going to have to go have a couple of ibuprofens, get a hot bath and sleep for the rest of the day because of what I did. So it's not a good thing for me. Okay, so you guys win. Please don't do this. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. I don't want to get hurt anymore. I've spent a lot of time getting hurt, and I just don't want to get hurt anymore.
Yeah, and kids, they definitely like that. Clay Worley says, although the bad guys never come to practice, you can study their tactics, get to know your own capabilities, and build strategies that can help you win on the battlefield. Yes, agree, of course. Okay, Carlos Cuyun says, Merry Christmas, Masters. Thank you, Merry Christmas. Tristan Carter says, I was lucky enough to marry into a family of Irish Vikings. Hey, good for you. I wouldn't want to be in a fight there.
No.
Can you imagine them fighting? Oh my God. Bloody. Okay. Clay, Mr. Worley says, Kempo is a fantastic and intricate martial art. Yes, one of my classmates at Army OCS was a Kempo practitioner. We enjoy exchanging techniques. Since the alliance started expanding in Ireland, we have discovered a ton of Kempo practitioners there. It's great to see friendly faces wherever we go. Yes, I have a lot of friends in the Irish Kempo community. Yes, I've been there teaching, actually. Maestro Scott Higgins says, aloha, Maestro. Aloha, Scott, all the way to Hawaii. Yes. Maestro Scott, you have to be here on the show. We already talked about this, so I'll have you here. Please answer my calls. Yes. Okay. Clay Worley says there is hold on. Okay, there is a tower in Waterford, Ireland, that was built to defect Viking invaders. I think I've been there. I'm pretty sure I've been there because I remember one of those back when I went there to Exeter back in 2003, I believe it was, or 2001 probably. It's called Reginald's Tower. I encourage you to check it out. I believe I've been there, but I will check it out. Thank you, sir.
I know Hanshi Clay. He spends quite a bit of time in Ireland, at least a couple of times. He'll go a couple of times a year, once or twice a year. He'll go. Does a lot of training there. Yeah.
Claudio Marcelo, do you have a system of online classes for next year? Yes, I do. Do you? Do you teach online classes, Guro?
I haven't made that leap. No, I haven't done that.
Well,
I
you
haven't
would
done that. And, it's probably because I'm just not the most tech savvy person in the world,
right,
kind of old school,
right.
I should probably get out of my own way and start doing the online stuff.
You probably should, yeah, because no. I mean it, because now that you have your commercial studio, it's another way to promote it and get some money right now, because we need the income to pay the rent and all that, right?
True. That's true. Yes.
So it's another source of income. It's not a bad idea. I've been doing it for I've been doing videos and stuff for quite a while. I think 20 years or something like that. But having a virtual academy, or teaching online, it's actually, I do believe in video. I do believe it's a good. I know it's not the same as a one-on-one experience, but it's a close second best. It's not that bad. People have just prejudice about it, but
I think there's a lot of solo drills you can do, obviously, there's a lot of things you can do on your own, but.
right. Christian Carter says, will do. Okay. Crouching Spider, humble. Thank you, sir. Okay. My friend Ricky Galvez says, saludos, bro. Thank you, bro. Okay, Scott Higgins, maestro, says, when my wife and I train, we have to tailor the movement, which helps both of us. Beautiful. Yes. Hello to the wife, my friend. Okay, and Crushing Spider says, enlighten. Did I say that right? I think so. I'm sorry, I don't have my eyes, my glasses.
I wonder what he means when he says tailor the movements. I'd be curious to know more about that.
Well, that's a Kempo concept. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So in Kempo, Mr. Parker, the late Grandmaster Ed Parker, used to say that you need to tailor the art to yourself, not yourself to the art. Meaning that it's not the same for a practitioner my size. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm 230 something, pounds. And it's not the same for a person who's 5'5" and 180. So you need to tailor the motion to fit your body, like a suit, made your size. So probably I will rely more on my weight, than my speed, for example, or my strength. So if you're smaller, you tailor it so you're like you said, you're faster. You're probably, you have more flexibility, for example, for sure, than I do. I'm not that flexible. So that's when you start tailoring. I guess all martial arts do this, but in Kempo, it's a principle, basically.
I wonder too, when I do think about Supreme Grandmaster Cacoy Cañete, the Filipino population as a whole, it's a smaller in size. They're smaller in size. And he could beat tall, big, strong men.
I bet.
All based on other concepts, angle, right, and structure and timing and distance and range and all those concepts. And yeah, my boy, I have a great appreciation for that. And you had touched on this a few sessions ago. You had mentioned something to the effect of, small movements, big results, small adjustments, small motions, right, and the results that are yielded from that just by having a good structure. Oh, right, boy, I love that stuff.
It becomes like the butterfly effect.
I'm sorry?
It becomes like the butterfly effect.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you do tiny adjustments and you make big changes in the outcome.
Yes.
Yes. AGE Matrix Garza, Grandmaster Al Garza says, Merry Christmas, Mr. Soto. Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you for being here. Wow, we have a lot of big names here today. Thank you, sir. Okay. Hanshi Clay Worley says, I absolutely agree, Master Frank Soto, Kinetic Dragon. Thank you, sir. We have to scaffold our training according to age, knowledge, and fair wear and tear on the body. Yes. In other words, we have to get a bit sneakier in terms of our strategy. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. David Nobrega, my friend, says, I use the women in my class. If the technique works for them against bigger and stronger, then it's a great technique to use. Well, okay, that's a good approach. Yeah, I can relate to that. That's nice. Tristan Carter says, I know what you mean. I know what you mean about physical recovery time. I neglected physical activity completely through my prime. And now at age 32, you're still in your prime, my friend. Come on. I'm trying to lose weight and build muscle. And while I do feel more fit, the strength building takes way longer, and it can be frustrating, especially since strength is a big part of fighting proficiency. Wait till you be in your 40s or close to your 50s, like I am. So you're still young, 32. You still have a lot of hormones and a lot to give. So no worry, my friend. Just keep on going. I remember when I was 30. Oh yeah, I could still go for it. Really, and get recovery. My recovery time wasn't that long.
Do you also find too, sir, that there is a different mindset as well? I remember coming up the ranks, and even when you're hurt, you sort of have this attitude, well, I'll muscle through and I'll just work through the pain. What a bunch of nonsense. You want to listen to your body. You want to stop, if you need to stop and recover. But I feel like when you're younger and you're coming up the ranks, you kind of get this attitude like, well, I'll just muscle through the pain. It's ridiculous. That's how you have these lifelong injuries that stay with you because you don't take the time to recover.
Well, when you're young, you tend to be more stupid, right? I mean, especially with men. Like I said, brute. That's the word. So it doesn't have to be offensive. But yes, of course, we don't care. I mean, you think you're invincible and you think you are immortal and you think there's spare parts of everything that you can just change like a car.
Well, and maybe you care what you look like to the rest of the group, right? You don't want to sit down, right?
Of course, because then you are the weak link, so to speak, and you don't want that, and that's okay because it also pushes you. There's always a positive side and a negative side to things. And it's not bad. The problem is, when you abuse your body too much, then when you get older, and I can talk about myself. I did abuse my body going up, in ranks and training and stuff like that, and going to the gym and hitting and fighting. And then I think it was like 10 years ago, I got arthritis. And you get all busted, and then it's just I wish I could say it's not worth it, but I probably would be lying because I don't feel that way. I think it was totally worth it. See, that's the problem with being brute. It's still stay there, even when you get older and wiser.
You suffer for your art. You suffer for your art.
Yeah, well, it's not for the. I mean, we really enjoy it, But yes, you get busted fingers, and your wrists are not the same, and then I have a broken nose. I probably have a couple of broken ribs. I got this arthritis for a while. Now it's okay. I'm okay now, but it was bad for a while. I mean, I think it was like 9-10 years ago. I couldn't walk. It was hard for me to get up. It was really, really bad for a while, so I had to take care of it. That's when I really changed my approach to all of this. And I had to take care of myself and my body, because then that's the problem. We learn when the shit hits the fan, so to speak. Sorry about that. But yes, that's basically how it is. Okay, we have a lot of comments. That's so amazing. You brought a lot of people with you, willing to share. Thank you. Clay Worley Hanchi says, you still got some great RAM time ahead of you. The fact that you're already planning for it at this stage is very intelligent. I'm coming up on 50, and I've been doing this since 1983. Wow. Okay, I'm 48, and I've been doing this since 84. So we're around the same time, maestro. In my early 30s, I was not ready to scaffold my training. By 37, a 10-degree black belt in Okinawa set me down to mentor me with a helpful fatherly reality check. It was encouraging. Well, that's so nice that you have, that person helping you out. Thank you for sharing. Rafael Herrera says, un saludo desde Madrid, España. So salute from Spain. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Gracias. Tristan Carter, that is good to know. Yes, sir. You're still young. Shihan Jim Recepka, 50. LOL. LOL. Oh, well, 50 is good, my friend. No worries. We're still young. Almost there. Samuel Mender says, hi, masters. What do you think are some good ways to appeal to women so that they become interested in doing martial arts and staying with it? Wow, beautiful question. Thank you. So what do you say about that?
You know, I will say this. I will say that students have chosen me because I'm a woman. You know, sight unseen, they want a woman instructor, and people have decided not to choose me because I'm a woman. And that's fair enough. I understand. You know, how do you appeal to women? You know, we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. For me, it was that Hollywood image. I don't know, sometimes you learn about martial arts through friends or family. I think it's really important to find an instructor that you can stay with. That's going to be important. You don't want to jump from school to school. So I think that's an important factor. If you can find a good school and a good instructor that you can really stay with and pursue your path. You know, for me, it was a roll of the dice. I lucked out. I found a good school right out of the gate. I stayed with it. You know, I guess you don't know what you don't know, you know. Right. I guess one thing I do know is that women tend to do really well with weapons. That's right. Something to think about. I sure like weapons.
Well, it balances things, right? It's not the same going empty hand than going with a stick.
Yes, sir. Right. Yes.
Right. So, well, see, going with that idea that you said that people, the ones that are your students, chose you because you're a woman, and some people didn't go because of the same fact. It happens the same with men. Okay, and I'm going to share this. I'm a big guy, right? And I have this mean look on my face when I'm like, you know, and I have that martial arts intensity, you know. And actually, when I was younger and I was, you know, going to the gym and I was, you know, this big, people were scared of me. You know, they were afraid. And you can say, oh, you know, this mean look, this martial artist, you know, toughness and intensity will bring students. Yeah, some will come because of that, but some will not, you know, some didn't. So it's the same. I think people will go with you not because of the fact you're a woman or you're a man, but because of the fact they relate to you, right? So if they relate to what you're doing and they like what they see and they can bring it to their lives, then they're going to go, whether you're a woman or a man, big or small. And you're just probably going to bring in the people, that type of people, the ones that resonate with you. That's the word I'm looking for, right? And I don't see, I guess what can be seen as a disadvantage will become your advantage.
I do see, you know, particularly when I have young moms with children, they prefer to have a woman teaching their little kids. I see that women who are looking for self-defense clinics, perhaps they sometimes prefer a woman teaching the class. But as I said before, the moment I started advertising that, hey, I offer full contact stick fighting, all of a sudden I started getting a lot more attention from male students because that's what they want, you know. Maybe they made assumptions that since I was a woman teaching stick fighting, that we didn't do the full contact stick fighting, but we do, and so they wanted that, they liked that. And so yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't take offense to not being chosen because I'm a woman. Right. Not at all. You have to find out who you're comfortable with, you know.
Of course. Let me say hi here. Hola, Jacobo. Saludos. And Jim Recepka says, high energy workouts women love. Okay, sure, I bet. You were saying, I lost the question. I have it in my mind. Um, so you know how to bring men, right? That brought men, the full context. So how would you? What did you do to bring women? Or what? The question is, what do women want in martial arts? What do
Well,
they look?
I know why I started pursuing it. I think I started pursuing it because of the Hollywood image, and I like the uniform and Bruce Lee and all that. I mean, that was my motivation, and I was 26 years old. You
And why
know,
did you
I
stay?
what?
And why did you stay with it?
Oh, why did I stay? I think I found something that I was good at. I found something that I was good at and something that I liked. I mean, Taekwondo is a hard style, and I think that initially really matched my personality.
Okay.
I like that, and tapping into that inner warrior. I really enjoyed the fighting, and I really, as I've grown up, I really like the technical aspect of it. Like we were talking about those it's so poetic to me, the slight alterations in your structure, and you win the day just by a slight motion. I really have an appreciation for that. But back to
Beautiful.
your question, I don't know. I guess I never really targeted a particular gender. I don't get hung up on that. I really don't. I don't get hung
Beautiful.
up on the identity of people. Um,
As we
yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah.
As we shouldn't. Why? Why would
Yeah,
we? Right?
why? Yeah, I don't
You
I
just want
don't
more students.
yeah, I don't I think everybody has so much potential. I don't really
Right.
care what their gender identity or their I don't care about those identity classes at all, you know.
Right. Right. Some people ask this because they want more students. Right. So I understand the
Oh,
question
fair
too.
enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're a guy and you have most of your students are men, well, you want to tap into that market, so to speak. You want to have more women, right? Because well, it will bring more students, and that's good, right? And you also, I think, a lot of martial artists have this uh, spirit of service. You want to help. You want to, you want to empower others, right?
I think that seems to be a natural course in a martial artist's life. As soon as you reach a certain skill level, there is that natural pull to give back. I mean, I've seen that for the last 30 years. People reach a certain level and they want to give back.
Yeah.
It's part of the art, I guess.
And you do go to seminars and stuff like that. I remember I met you in that was it Missouri, in a
Yes,
seminar back in, was 2007.
it was, sir. I also met Hanshi Clay at that same seminar. Yes, that's where I met you. Yes. Good memory.
Okay, so I guess if I see Hanshi Clay picture, I will remember him.
Oh, you will. Oh, I
Yeah,
know you two have crossed paths more than once, likely.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow, wow. That's so nice.
You know a lot of people. You've been around the block. You know a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things that I really like about the martial arts. Has taken me around. I've been to South America, to different parts in the U.S., to Europe. I've been, Ireland, England, Belgium, the Netherlands, France. It's Spain. It's been amazing. And in South America, I've been to Chile, to Venezuela, to Ecuador. What else? Colombia.
Wow.
And it's just amazing. Traveling and teaching and sharing. It's just, I owe a lot to Kempo and the martial arts. So yes, I do believe in giving back. Of course,
Well,
this is why I do this.
you need to come to the Pacific Northwest.
I don't know if I can handle the winter there, though.
Ah.
Probably summertime will be better. But yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you. Well, is anything else you want to add? We're out of time, I guess. But
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I sure appreciate it. And, shout out to the Dekimasu Alliance and all my CCDP friends and family, and especially my students.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Regards to all of them. Shihan Jimbrasevka says, "Come to Buffalo."
The world tour is getting scheduled right before your eyes.
Yeah, well, not right now. I can't, with all this thing going on, but maybe in the future. That would be lovely. That would be amazing. Samuel Mander says, "Awesome talk. Thank you, Masters. Thank you." Well, I guess I just want to say, okay, Kathleen, Asso Party, is that correct?
Yes.
Enjoyed the chat.
Yeah, no, Kathleen.
Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so thank you very much, for accepting my invitation.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things we were not able to talk about, So yes, it will be nice to have you back here if you can.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, the beginning of next year. Well, we're almost done with this one, so. Fate Callie says, "Thank you, Master. It was wonderful to learn more." Thank you, sir. Or no, thank you, ma'am. I saw a picture of a guy there, but there's a woman behind it. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So sorry about that. Tristan Carter says, "Pleasure to join you this morning." Thank you. So yes, it will be nice to have you back here because we didn't touch all of the topics that we wanted to talk about,
I know. Well, thank you so much for having me. I wish you a really Merry Christmas, you and your family,
You too. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, well, have a great week. Have a wonderful Christmas. I hope everything goes well for you and you get, your studio running. You said right now you cannot have people.
Oh, God. Yes, we're subject to a lot of, in my opinion, random and arbitrary shutdowns. So yeah, right now I'm on hold. We'll see what happens.
Well, hopefully everything goes well and, this things, gets better, the situation. Crouching Spider says, "Thank you so much. Very good lessons. Thank you." And everything gets better for next year. And you should really consider about, virtual classes or classes online or virtual academy and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
It's not a bad idea. So yes, I would love to invite you to be back here if you can.
Thank you.
We'll talk about the topics that we wanted to talk about. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And thanks everybody, everyone else for your comments. Thank you, David Nobrega. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Shihan, Jim. Thank you, Hanshi, Clay, Worley, and everybody else. Thank you so much. Please remember, if you like this, share the video, okay? Or join, if you're watching it through Facebook, you can join at the Frank Soto Kinetic Dragon fan page. It's a page where I share about the martial arts. If you're on YouTube, join the Kinetic Dragon tutorials, okay? And, well, I'm always broadcasting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Right now it's Mountain Time, okay? And, well, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Guro. Thank you, guys. And I'll see you back on Thursday. And I hope to have you back here on this broadcast next year. That would be okay for you?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, because we need to cover all the other topics that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care.